It's that time again. It's Blue Lock Saturday. It's James. It's just me this time. Andrew's out this week, and I'm going to be talking about Blue Lock's newest episode, To Be Reborn. We're just going to do a quick little recap here before we get into the discussion of the video. The anime is shaping up great. Super happy with it. It's been going as far as animation, as far as voice choices, stuff like that. That's always sick. You really like to see it go transition from manga to animation and them successfully kind of capture every character and how you perceive them to think or sound and like how them to watch them interact. So it's great that way. I'm pumped about it. So we see Team Y has basically been exploited by Isagi. He's kind of figured out Niko's whole eye shit that Niko keeps going on about. As the final minute tick down though, Niko kind of starts doing the villain monologue, revealing that they basically play out until the last minute and just go on a full attack with Kawa, basically, to overwhelm the enemy to break a tie. As everybody charges the field and Team Z is clearly overcommitted to this, we get Isagi actually being able to predict both Niko and who Niko's going to pass to, intercepting the pass that goes to Okawa and basically mount a counterattack. They do this successfully, and it makes its way down to Bakiara. Bakiara spots Isagi out of the corner of his eye, which we need to recognize that somebody being able to run the full length of a football field to intercept a pass is pretty sick. It's pretty incredible, and it lets our boy Isagi win the tie-breaking goal. This is great. The boys are all hype. Everyone's stoked. But Isagi is like, this is a different guy. This is not the same guy that we've been dealing with this entire time. He walks through the fallen team of Team Y as these guys are like kind of thrown apart by like corpses and shit like that. It's crazy. And he stands over Niko. Doesn't like help him up. Doesn't do anything. Just kind of stands over to him and says how great this feeling is. He's reveling in his latest conquest, which is this kind of shift we've seen with Isagi every time he kind of activates what we consider his weapon. After post-game celebrations, we get this nice interaction between Isagi and Chirigiri, who eventually reveals really what his weapon is, which he calls as a right ACL tear, which isn't a weapon at all, but it's why he hasn't actually talked about what's going on with him. This is something that has clearly been bothering him, happened in the last year, and this is something he's very concerned about because it jeopardizes his ability to play altogether. On top of that, we get this nice little tidbit from Chirigiri, which Isagi's always talked about smelling a goal, which is it's fucking dumb, right? It's not actually smelling a goal, it's spatial awareness, right? Which is something that is very grounded in sports in general. Basically says that is more so Isagi's weapon, vice this whole smelling technique that he kind of talks about. As the team practices on though, Isagi's trying to like basically figure out why this is his gift, why he's able to use this the way he does, and how he can't recreate it. He's trying to figure out why. And as he's kind of starting to wallow in the fact that his legacy might be one fluke goal that he made with Bakiara, he starts to realize, oh shit, I need to train my stamina so I can basically utilize this weapon more and more, and starts this like on the go running routine, which basically rallies Team Z behind him entirely. You know, our main character's starting to feel a bit like a main character, which is pretty sick. It's nice to see. And that's basically wraps up the episode there. We got a nice view of the standings. The boys are tied 1-1, and they're going to have to go against a tiebreaker against Team W, and we're going to see what that looks like. I'm assuming next episode, we seem to be getting a match-ish an episode, maybe a bit more, so we'll see what goes on with that. But a big thing I want to talk about is Isagi's smelling having like a real name, grounding it in spatial awareness. I think spatial awareness is really good because one, it's not like this unbelievable weapon that somebody has that, you know, makes a main character in a sports anime feel like overpowered or broken or something like that. It is something that is very real. You see this in sports all the time. Some players just have the, you know, a combination of awareness and intuition to be in the right place at the right time. You get this with time and skill, of course, but you do have a natural knack for that. And I think it's great that our main character has this maybe abstract weapon, but is still, again, very grounded, which makes Blue Lock very grounded. And I think we're all kind of sitting here worrying, is this going to get into Kuroko no Basket territory? Are we going to start seeing people going the border, like the equivalent of Super Saiyan, stuff like that? No, it's gone the other route, and it has been considered like a very grounded anime with some very otherworldly things, like Bakiara's demon and shit like that, right? The other big thing that I think we've seen this episode as a kind of a development in Isagi is how he gets with winning and how his character kind of changes when not only when he's winning, but when he's winning using his spatial awareness, when he's like almost like activating it, sort of thing. This isn't the same guy that we see between games and stuff like that. He is very much a different person. If you think about it, somebody who just won, scored the going-winning goal, and decided not to celebrate with his team, but instead walked through the defeated team just to stand over the guy that he had been basically marking the entire time. Like, that is such a fucked up move. Like that's so unsportsmanlike. It really is. So it's pretty crazy to see such a massive character shift when Isagi's kind of like on his game. Or is this something we're going to see in the future? Who knows? It's kind of like, if this is something they're alluding to this early, this could be something we see as a regular thing of this absolute just savage that Isagi is capable of being, which is sick. I mean, how many sports animes do you get where your main character is not this super humble dude? He's actually can be kind of a dick. I think it's going to be sick. I don't know. Like a lot of football is about, being that egotistical striker, not showboating. I mean, showboating to a degree, but I mean within reason. So it's cool to see that they've really captured this in Blue Lock as well. So we're gonna keep an eye on Isagi. I don't know. Maybe we start making a counter of every time he just becomes like an asshole. I'm kind of into that. Finally, though, just to kind of wrap up this quick little recap of the episode, just talking quickly about the winners and losers. I think of Blue Lock, whose rank should go up, whose rank should go down. I think it's quite obvious that our boy Isagi, obviously, right, played Niko like a fiddle and was able to make, not only that, clear the field, score the tie-breaking goal too. I think that's pretty incredible. As far as stock going down, though, I think it's got to be Chiragiri, because now we just found out he's an absolute liability. Man's got a pre-existing injury that's it's got to hinder the boys' progress, right? We got to worry about that. So I think, yeah, that's what I'm going to settle on. I'm going to say Isagi up, Chiragiri down, and I'll do a quick I'll catch up with Andrew, see what he kind of thinks as far as ups and downs. But yeah, that's it for this week, guys. Do this recap. We try and do this recap every week on our website or on our YouTube story, Class 1A Podcast. You can also see us on Twitter at Class 1A Pod. You can keep up to date with us there. We do My Hero, this, Demon Slayer, all that good stuff. We're going to try and branch out and do some more stuff. Stay tuned and get ready for the next Blue Lock Saturday, guys. Take it easy.